What's up, y'all? Welcome to Cruisin' with Kevin, presented by Crep Protect and powered by Genesis. I'm your host, Kevin Cuenca, and I am so damn excited. I've got PatD Lucky joining me on the show today. This man is absolutely hilarious, produces all his own content. He's got these really unique characters. Can't thank you guys enough for coming along for the ride. Let's go pick up Pat.
One life to live, one life to shine. I pray to God that I live my life right. So in the meantime, in between time, get you some money, baby, and I'ma try my best to do likewise. And I know that money coming, I know that hustle coming. I'm trying to get it right. Yeah.
What's up, sir?
What up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you, man. Welcome to Cruisin' with Kevin.
Cruising with Kev.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you joining me, taking some time out of your day. I know you're a very busy man. And before we get too much further, here is a small token of my appreciation, which is the Crep Protect cleaning kit. They are the official sponsor of Cruisin' with Kevin. Yeah, bro. So you get those will be for your Timbs, and then you got some other stuff in there for your Nikes and your Vans and all your other stuff. So I appreciate you joining me today, brother.
No, I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Oh, no diggity, no doubt. What was the first pair of shoes that you really wanted as a kid?
I've always been a Nike person. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've always been. I didn't get into Jordans until I got older, mainly because I didn't come up wealthy or rich. So we kind of got what you got. But I was always a Nike person.
Because I was the same way. I mean, we never went without.
Yeah.
But I never had the nicest stuff.
Yeah,
so
no, for
I
sure.
remember friends having, I feel like the Jordan 6, which was the one with the tongue with the two little squares in the middle of it. I feel like those were the Jordans where I was like, man, I really, really want these. And other kids had them and I didn't. And I felt like I was missing out a little bit.
I think mine was the retro. They're blue on the outside,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're white on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
It was outside of high school. One of my friends had a pair, and I was like, man, I want those.
Was there one pair where you were like, all right, I'm finally getting some money now. Let me just splurge.
The Jordan that came out, the red and black ones,
Mm-hmm.
I think I paid like $300 for them, $300. 2 years ago, I would have been like, I'm not paying $300 for a pair of shoes, but these shoes I had to have them.
You were born in Waldo, Florida,
Yep.
which is just outside of Gainesville.
Yeah.
And then you moved there as a ninth grader. What was it like just growing up in Florida?
I mean, it was cool. It was, well, technically it was hot, but it was cool. Now that I've been exposed to LA life and stuff, I don't think I would move back. And if I did, it'd be one of the bigger cities. I definitely want to invest back home because it is somewhere you want to, raise kids and have a family and stuff. That's what one of my best friends talk about. He lives in Tampa right now, P. And he was saying how he wanted to move back to Gainesville because Gainesville really is kind of like a family-oriented space. So, just growing up in Florida in general was wild. It was cool. Everybody always talks about Florida,
Mm-hmm.
with the memes and stuff. And it's like, yo, Florida's that shit, though.
When you say it's that shit, I know we'll get into your family stuff, but as far as just its uniqueness now being away from a little bit, where they're from the slang to the style, what's one thing that you felt was really part of Florida childhood? Growing up in Florida, you say this, or everyone does this. What's something that's unique?
I mean, one thing would definitely be the slang or the language. The lingo's different there.
Mm-hmm.
I recently just got my leg tattooed, and the guy out here in Glendale was like, "What's jit?" And I'm like, that's basically growing up, it was like a kid, oh, that's a jit right there. Leave him alone. He don't know what he's doing. But now a lot of people use it just like slang. What's up, jit?
Your childhood was unique in that, in your mom's house, you had 5 siblings. You have 4 sisters and a brother. There's all this energy, and you've got your mom working hard to provide for you guys and make ends meet. What were those days like when mom's like, hey, you all don't leave the house, don't open the door for anybody, but take care of yourselves?
Facts all day, every day. And I mean, that phone stayed hot. You know, house phones were big back then. That phone stayed hot. Like, Ma, so-and-so did this. Ma, so-and-so. And she, stop calling me. You cannot call me while I'm at work. But yeah, I mean, that was everyday life. You know, if I leave the house, you don't leave. You don't open up that door. No friends are allowed to come over. And if you did get caught, like, having friends over and stuff, oh, that's a wrap. I mean, beatings nowadays is kind of rare, but I remember one time my mom sat on my back. She beat the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I mean, but I needed it. You know, I was a very troubled kid growing up, and that's where my dad came in place. I've explained it. You know Nate Jackson?
Yeah, I watched that podcast.
Yeah, like I just had to explain it, like just to say like, oh, it's my godparents, but I don't claim them as my godparents. I actually have his last name. When I turned 18, I changed my last name, and just for viewers and followers and people in your business, you know, that's how I have to explain it is, you know, oh, okay, look at it this way. That's my god dad. That's my god mom. But I don't claim them that way. I don't look at them that way. I just say mom and dad.
How grateful are you for all that love you had, not only from the siblings, but also, you know, you've got your mom, you've got this father figure, you've got, you know, another mom on that side. Like, while things weren't your typical, hey, this is my mom and dad, biological mom and dad, you know, we got a white picket fence and I got one brother, that's it. It was like, yet you were still surrounded by all this love. When you look back on it now, are you really grateful for how you grew up?
Oh, no, for sure. I mean, I joke a lot and, you know, oh, PatD, lucky you're a comedian, but I pray every night and I thank Jesus every day. I actually push a couple people in my life like, hey, you know, make sure you thank Jesus, like, especially right when you wake up. But no, like the love was always there, and I'm actually very grateful for it because, like I said, growing up, I was a troubled kid. I was very, very bad. My favorite thing to say is I don't care. And that's actually how I met my dad, was in baseball when I was 7. He was one of my baseball coaches, and just instantly, like, we bumped heads, but it was always like a respect border and line there, you know, and the love was always there. You know, he didn't treat me any different from his own kids. And then also with my mom, you know, she had 6 of us, but there was never a time where it was kind of like, I think mom loves him more, I think mom loves her more. Now, don't get me wrong, I was the youngest of 6. So you already know the youngest gonna get spoiled. So I was spoiled, I can say that. You know, I think getting older, my mom was a little bit more lenient on me than she was my older siblings, because it was like, I've had 6 of y'all. What do you want me to keep saying over and over and over? So the love was definitely there. I definitely appreciate it. And I would say it made me into who I am today. So I thank them all the time, and I appreciate them, especially my siblings. I mean, I got 4 sisters. That's where I get all the female content from.
You mentioned baseball as well. I know you played baseball and football growing up, but what did baseball mean to you in your life as a kid, and how did that help you find, you know, your way and who you were, and just grow as a young boy?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the first year or two, I probably just like played around. I was like just tall and goofy growing up. So like the first year or two, I didn't really take it serious. And then I started getting into it. I mean, it taught me more of like, you know, responsibility. You got to keep up with your bag. Where are your cleats? Where's your glove? Practice is at 7. You can't be late, or there's a consequence. And I didn't realize that until I got older. As a kid, I would always be late or running my mouth, playing around on the field and stuff. So I think now that I look back, it did teach me a lot of life lessons. And I mean, I appreciate that too, because I'm telling you, I was something serious back in the day. I've calmed down a lot.
As far as baseball goes, was there one, like, this is like a bragging moment, like, I was so good that...
I was so good, I always had the dugout laughing. That's what I was good at. No, but I played outfield, and then when Andy left our city league team, I moved to first base because I was so tall and could like reach. And then football, I only played 1 year, but I was tight end, and Jesse was actually the starter. And then they put me on the line as well. But yeah, I mean, I was just always like the goofball, the class clown.
And you got voted class clown, right?
Yeah.
Was that your senior year that happened?
Yeah, me and my boy Buck, I've known since I was like 4.
That sounds like a Florida name, Buck.
Buck, yeah. He's wild. We both were just, he was more quiet than me. I was more like off the chain. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know off the chain.
You know what loose dog means?
I figure if it goes with off the chain, it's just like, that's a wild boy.
It's more like, dang, that thing's off the chain. Or you could just say like, dang, it's like a loose dog off the chain.
We're dealing with this time of this social unrest. There's this feeling of, hey, things aren't an equal playing field for everybody. Let's try to do something about this. When you were in Florida still, and it wasn't that far away from you, a couple hours drive, Trayvon Martin was killed.
Yeah.
Do you remember that time and what it was like in Florida, especially you being so close to all that going down?
I definitely remember like feeling like a community of hurt. You know, it was throughout all of Florida. You know, it wasn't just where he was or where he was from or anything like that. It was more of like a growl from everybody, you know, and the whole, like, I'm getting chills now. The whole situation was, you know, obviously messed up. But I think at that time as well, it did make a lot of people realize that, you know, there is a lot of racial things going on in the world. So to answer that, I would probably say like the feeling was definitely like a small but big eye opener. And you know, we're still dealing with stuff like that today too.
I imagine that like there's a lot of pride in that area for, you know, the Florida Gator football program, and the basketball teams were always amazing. You'd see them, you know, on national TV games.
So much pride. There's a day of the year in November where they shut the city down. There's no schools open, a lot of places closed, and they have a huge parade, and then they have Gator Growl at night. Like, that's how much pride we have. So yeah, Florida Gators is a big movement in Gainesville.
That's dope.
Yeah.
The EMT stuff like right out of high school, or did you go to community college first? Like, how did you kind of find that lane?
I was a hot mess back in the day, so when I graduated high school, I kind of was like, nah, I'm finna chill. And then I applied like 3 times to get in EMT school, and I kept getting declined because I wasn't meeting dates, and then the classes were already filled. And then finally I got accepted, and then once I got accepted, that's when I started doing videos and stuff. And I seen it was like taking off, so I started working at like after school care. I was like the PE coach, and then I also worked with mentally challenged kids. I was a manager at Dunkin' Donuts, and then I got a job as a patient transport supervisor in the hospital. That was my last job, and then that's when I finally moved out here.
And before the move, you took a couple trips. The first trip you met your buddy Cornell.
Yep.
And then after that you met your good friend Matt.
Yep.
Those trips, meeting them, how did that give you the ability to say, you know what, I just got to leap. I just got to make this leap of faith and just do it?
I felt like, oh, this is somebody that's doing what I'm doing. This is somebody that can understand the everyday life of, you know, coming up with content, writing, creating, editing, directing, all that type of stuff. I never went to school for any of this. Like, I just picked up my phone one day, well, iPad, and just started recording just my personality and who I was. And coming out here, you know, we always had groups. Like, I was in a group with Cardi B, Tonio, Skits. Like, we were in groups, so we would all just like go back and forth on each other and like, yo, shout me out, shout you out, shout me out. So after about 1.5 years, 2 years of just like FaceTiming with Cornell about ideas, just cutting the shit, that's when we decided to come out here. So I just vibed well with a lot of people, and that just gave me like the okay, like, yo, that's something that you definitely could do. And then, you know, with Cornell on the same page, like, if you do it, I'll do it. We only came out here twice, and then our 3rd time we brought all our stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And then once I got here, this company I was with, and then also Kevin Hart's company, LOL Network, both fell through. No shade with Kevin.
Yeah.
It just didn't work, you know, like, oh, if y'all move here, you know, we'll make sure that y'all are straight, you know, content wise and stuff, and both companies fell through. So it's kind of like a survival of the fittest. You got to make it. Like, you got a platform, you got people that's wanting to give you money to shout them out and do stuff. You just got to set your prices and make it work. It was more of a hustle, and it still is. Like, it's still a hustle every single day.
You're shooting your stuff, you're editing it, you're directing it, you're putting all this stuff together on your own one-man wolf pack, basically. What keeps you going during those times when either things aren't going so well, or you know the growth isn't as happening as much as you want it, or things aren't falling through the way that you want it? Is it like, is that when you lean on your faith the most?
I would say that, you know, I always keep in mind success doesn't happen overnight. And I know there's going to be days and, you know, things that don't go right or wrong. Like, one thing I can definitely speak on is, since I've been here, I've never been a person of brand deals. And then I see other people getting brand deals, and it's like, why don't I get brand deals? I can't find the answer. I can't tell you the answer, but life goes on. You know, there's going to be another way to make money. So those days that, you know, certain things do hit me or certain things bother me, I always lean on, you know, I built this fan base that depend on me or that are looking for me, and that's what I started. And it's like, why give up on them? Why stop? Why make them wait? And there is times where I do sit on ideas or make them wait, or, you know, stuff like that, because I'm to the point now where I want things to be right. I want things to be done differently. You know, I want it to look better. But overall, like, it's just motivation, if anything. You know, I self-motivate myself, and then also my family. Like I said, you know, coming up, it wasn't that we didn't have, it was just like we didn't have everything that we wanted. We had what we needed. So I think that's another thing I lean on, is I always want to make my family proud, and I always want to, like, do for them. You know, like, I just can't wait for the day where I'm making millions and then I go and give millions away. As odd as that sound, you know, like, I just want to take care of my family.
That part about taking care of your family is awesome, and it's even more so meaningful, I would assume, because a lot of the characters that you're doing in your videos, the ones that you're known for, like KO and Lucky and all these best friends, like, a lot of them are based off of real family members, real people. They ever have a problem with it, or are they ever like, come on man, I'm not that bad? When
KO was thought about, I was trying to film and I didn't have, like, any females to turn to, so I was like, yo, like, I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan. I used to Star 67 people, like, oh, you know, act like a female on the phone and hang up like prank calls. And not like Aaron Carter.
It did look
I think it was. And
we'll have to check the Insta 360 footage to see if that really was him. I'll check out the 360.
Face tap.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been him then. That's funny.
But at first my sister was like, no, that's not me. And then all my other sisters and, you know, my mom was like, that's you. that's how you act. So then after a while she was like, Pat, I do say that a lot. Like, the little saying that KO always says, little ugly self. Little ugly self. Like, my sisters, all of them say that all the time. When they're arguing or when it's just a funny situation, they always say it, you know. Or my moms, they both say, like, oh, I don't act that way, or I don't do that, or I don't do this. And it's like, well, comedy is exaggerated, but at the same time, my mom is known for, you know, being nice and sweet like any other mom, and then when you get behind closed doors, it's like, yo, bitch, who are you talking to? You know? And a lot of people still tell me that. They're like, yo, you know, I don't think that your mom acts that way. And I'm like, because y'all don't know my mom behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Nice and sweet. Yeah, I love her to death, both of them. And then the other one, when she goes off on people, that's where that comes in play with, you know, Mama Lucky, because like I said, you know, my godmom,
Yep.
when she goes off, oh, that's a whole different person. I mean, I'm talking about climbing out of a car window after somebody person.
Damn.
Yeah, she's off the chain.
Yeah. Loose dog.
All the way. I think P's girlfriend gets mad sometimes. I mean, she's never told me, but P's like the little player friend in my videos, and he's always hitting on best friend, trying to get at her.
I know where I want to go eat.
And that's the old P before he got with his girlfriend. He was like always in the club and bars trying to, you know, holler at chicks and stuff and trying to be real smooth.
P has a little Uncle Willie in him. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I do actually have an Uncle Willie. He's not
I
like
love that character, bro.
He's not like as hype as Uncle Willie character.
Turn up!
He's definitely one of the ladies' man. Like, I'm talking about kids out the ass over here. This man got a lot of kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Uncle Willie.
Is there really a Jimmy? Hey y'all, Jimmy here. Bro, every
Hey,
time
y'all.
those first 2 seconds, I like just drop my phone and I fall over laughing.
Hey y'all, Jimmy here, and I've got to get something off my chest with my fat stinking ass.
I think Jimmy was just, so you know that movie, what's the guy's name from The Hangover?
Zach Galifianakis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so he was in that one movie where he was married to the lady and then they broke up and then he went and helped rob that bank.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
Well, his character in that movie, he was really, I like that car.
Yeah, it was nice.
He was really, really country, and he would always say, "Hey, Mitzi." So one day I was watching that movie and I was like, yo, that voice is off the chain. Like, that shit is country. So I was just messing with filters one day using that voice, and that's how that character came about, using that voice. But he's not a real person. It's just another personality I can do.
Yeah, I gotta meet Jimmy at some point. Great man. Great man.
He's always complaining.
With his fast stinking ass.
I mean, shit, yo. It's funny.
You mentioned earlier how much you look up to Eddie Murphy. And I've heard you also talk about guys like Adam Sandler and Tyler Perry, these icons that have...
Will Smith.
Yeah, Will as well. They've built their infrastructure like within themselves, and they're basically, you know, a business entity in themselves. You worked hard to get your LLC going for Lucky Productions.
Yeah.
How has that part of your mindset grown since you've been out here? Just in terms of thinking like, all right, I can make people laugh, I can build a following. Let me truly build up my business entity as well.
With being in any type of spotlight or, you know, following light or eye, whatever you want to call it, you always got to watch what you're doing and saying, especially, you know, nowadays. Not to say everybody's sensitive, but a lot of people get sensitive over things in general. So you always got to watch what you're doing and saying. But business-wise, it was something that I wanted to do to like help myself elevate. And, you know, back to Tyler Perry and Adam Sandler, they're honestly like individuals that I want to be like. You know, Adam Sandler, there's a meme going around, if putting your whole team on was a person, or if I eat, everybody eat was a person. And that's true. You know, Tyler Perry too, he's been rocking with quite a few people on his team for years now. You know, and that's something that I want to do. And I know I shoot a lot by myself, but that's because, you know, followers, they like to see more me than anything. But I do like to throw in, you know, sketches and skits and stuff with people just to show them like, yo, I can work with other people as well. But business wise, is, you know, elevation. I want to put out like movies and stuff, and I can't wait to be in a movie theater one day and it says Lucky Productions. Just elevation, really. You know, that's what life is always about. You always want to elevate yourself, no matter what you're doing. You work on a grill flipping burgers, maybe cashier is elevation. If you're working in the office, maybe running the office is elevation. So that's the way I always look at stuff.
Like when you set out goals for yourself in your business, is there like one dream icon that you're like, man, if I could just be on set with him one day, I'd die. Like that would just be the moment of your career?
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Eddie. I mean, don't get me wrong. Will is always like my top. He's number one. But Eddie Murphy, Jim Carrey, Johnny Depp, those are the top. Like I want to like work with. Johnny Depp. A lot of people don't know that, but that's one of my idols too. Because when Johnny goes into character, it's ridiculous. That man is ridiculous when he goes into character. It's there, and that's what I've built mine on is, you know, characters and stuff. And I love the feedback. I see it all the time in my comments where people are like, hey, it's so hard. Like I forget sometimes that these aren't real people, and I'm like, that's what I love though, because I'm doing something right then.
Yeah. What music keeps you going, bro?
Boosie, Kevin Gates, Kendrick Lamar, you know, obviously Drake. Definitely Eminem. You know, he gets on some real stuff. I'm not a big Kanye fan. Never really been the old Kanye.
Yeah. College Dropout.
Yeah, for sure. It's weird because I go with a lot of beats. When songs start, I go with beats. And then there's some music where you're listening for more lyrics than anything. Like, damn, like he just killed that.
Off the chain.
Yeah, and then of course, you know, female-wise, because, you know, I got to have the female rappers. You know, Megan Thee Stallion, just to know her story and then, like, the way she's, you know, grinding and not giving up. Obviously, Trina, because she's from back home. Kaya. You know, people really that just make you just, hey, jig. So, you know what jig is?
Yeah, dance.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there like a Netflix show that you're on, or like what's kind of getting you through the quarantine time?
Man, Netflix. If y'all hearing this, put some new stuff. I finished Netflix.
Yeah, you got through the whole library?
Nah,
I'm on Money Heist right now.
Money Heist. Oh no, I
From
haven't.
Spain.
Yeah, I can't do
Subtitles?
the
Or the Enrique Iglesias.
like it just voiceover and stuff, and then the subtitles. Cause I'm reading the words. I ain't even paying attention to the
yeah,
the
to what's
picture.
going on.
But
Their Spanish is different too. It's very it's like muchas gracias. It's very Enrique Iglesias tones. You can probably watch one where they're talking in English, but I watched the one where they're talking in Spanish, but there's English subtitles.
okay.
So I can work on my Spanish. A
So
little
you
bit,
can
know?
multitask, huh?
You know what I'm saying? That's the ADD kicking in.
Boy. No, but I watched The Reckoning recently. Obviously, Stranger Things. I've finished all American Horror Story. Pretty much anything new on there I've like watched. Dear White People is a good one too. If you get into the show, it actually teaches you about culture and, you know, stuff like that. So, which a lot of people need.
Hey man, especially now.
Don't look down at your floor mat. What kind of car do you think this is?
I think it's a Bentley. Is it?
It's a Genesis. We've got a similar logo.
Oh, well, when I walked up, I seen the logo.
How does this compare to some of the other luxury cars you've been in?
I mean, it rides smooth. It's nice.
Thank you, brother.
Real luxury. The leather was like nice and smooth, not that rough, you know, nice.
97 Honda.
Yeah, so this is the new Genesis G70 that they've been nice enough to let me drive around for these interviews. What was your first car? 97 Honda.
Nah, it was I think it was an 88 Grand Marquis. I had a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother had a 98, and I found this gray one, and I like the older one. Well, he had a Crown Vic 98, and I like the older style Grand Marquis, and my mom helped me get it. So that was my first car, and then I ended up switching with my sister because I was driving to school every day, and it was a V8. I was drinking gas.
Was there any inclination when you had the Grand Marquis to donk it out and put it on like some 28s?
Oh, that's what I got it for. I got it in the 9th grade.
Damn, you got that car in the 9th grade?
Yeah, because I was held back in the 5th grade because of behavior.
Okay.
Who does that? Nah. So the 9th grade, when I was really supposed to be in the 10th.
My brother almost got held back in 3rd grade for not being smart enough. It was a little sidebar, just to take a hack at my brother.
That's different. Good grades. It was just conduct was terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I got the Crown Vic the Grand Marquis was to lift it, paint it, rims, everything on it. But I just never did.
Which character do you think would be most impressed by riding in this car?
Mama Lucky.
Oh, dear God.
She'd be like, ooh, this nice.
Oh, this is not. Oh, this is real nice. Feeling real nice and bougie. That's my jam.
Oh man, this thing's got some heat too. I'll show you the heat that this thing got. The next green light.
Is this a 19 or a 20?
It's a 2020, and it's the 3.3 turbo edition. So it's got twin turbo, and it's like 365 horsepower, bro.
My truck's twin turbo.
Yeah, your truck's big dog.
So to get up there and go, I wish it, bro. Florida. My truck's a puppy.
And they got the Mack trucks basically driving around.
One of my cousins, that's what he does for a living. Well, he did. He just does it on the side now. He puts lifted kits on it.
Yeah.
And he
Get you a little bit.
puts them up there. How you doing?
I'm telling you, man, this thing's got some real power.
You know how I found you?
No.
Woody
has been so cool. Shout out to Woody McLean.
Woody.
Who just, by happenstance followed me at some point, saw a video or whatever, and has since like tried to connect me with, his agency, and he's just like gone way above and beyond the Call of Duty as really just a social media acquaintance. Like we've never even met in person. But he's been so damn cool to me.
Well, he had posted you one time and was like, yo, who is this? And of course I went straight to the comments and people started tagging you, and then I started looking at your page. I was like, oh, this man is wilding on the way to work, and yo, I'm just like, oh shit. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I had to follow. Well, you know where Woody's from, right?
Well, I know he lives in New York now, but I don't know where he's from.
Florida.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
Well, I know he went to college in Florida.
Gotcha.
But I don't know if he's originally from Florida. Him and Splack moved here together.
Okay.
But yeah, we represent Florida all day.
I got one Florida song that I feel like makes me think of Florida every time I hear it.
What is it?
In the Wind by Trick Daddy.
Drop top
Yeah.
shining
So I can put
now.
on that one.
Is there one Boosie song that you're like, oh, that's my shit? Every time it comes on in the club, I'm going crazy.
Oh, I mean, yeah, set it off.
Okay.
I met him one time.
You met Boosie? Where did you meet Boosie?
I met him one time. He was performing in Gainesville. He was staying in the hotel. We were having our 11th grade prom.
Okay.
09 prom. And everybody was like, oh shit, that's Boosie, that's Boosie. And I knew he was performing that night. So I walked over to him and I was like, hey, Boosie, yo, I'm a big fan. Can I get a picture of you? He lit a cigarette. He was like, nah, man, I'm pissed off right now. I don't feel good, man. I ain't taking no fucking pictures, man. And I'm like, Boosie, I'm a big fan though. Like, I can't get a picture. And he was like, nah, man. And his brother was standing right there with him. And I was like, I was hurt. And I was like, oh, hell no. So I started selling them out. And our truancy officer, I called her 5-0. She came and got me and was like, what is wrong with you? Do you know who they are? Do you know where they're from? I'm one person. She had on a dress, but she had her leg gun on and stuff. But she was like, she was mad because I went off, like, because I was like, yo, I'm a big fan of yours and you couldn't even take a picture. So, and when I say I went off, I was just like, yo, man, fuck you then. That's why I'm gonna throw all your CDs out of my car.
Shit.
Like, I went, bro, till this day, my boy Buck, same grade, same prom, standing there with me. He still talks about that. He was like, bro, I can't believe you did that shit. I'm like, man. But I mean, at the same time, I knew Boosie had, medical conditions and stuff, but I was just more like, dang, a quick picture. You ain't got to smile. You ain't got to do nothing. Just bloop.
So in your own way, you set it off up in that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Because if you my size, I break jaws.
All right. So home stretch now. get you back to the crib. Anything else that you would like to leave people with? Something that they can, look forward to from you? Maybe something that you're working on?
Looking forward, like I would say, I got some series coming. I'm waiting for quarantine to be over because I'm supposed to be working on this movie idea, at least trying to build a team to get it together. It's a big movie idea. Right now, the storyline that I have, thank myself and Mama Lucky. I don't want to put too much out there.
Okay.
Can't knock your own blessings. But yeah, movie idea definitely trying to work on. We dealing with quarantine and coronavirus. Shit is getting real. But yeah, I still want to drop series on my YouTube, give people to look forward to. But movie idea definitely in the works. That's something that I want y'all to. Is this one on me?
Yeah,
or is that one on me?
They're both on you, bro. It's all you. This is the PatD Lucky Show.
Nah, but nah, this is the Kevin's. I think this truck backing up.
Oh shit.
Once quarantine's over, you'll be able to get this movie going the way that you want to go and knock that shit out, bro.
Nah, for sure. And just like you said, practicing. A lot of people don't, especially myself as a kid, practice does make perfect. Even though you still won't be perfect, you get better at it. But just been practicing, editing, writing, filming, all types of stuff. So, when the big dogs roll up on me, I'm gonna be ready. Not, Denzel ready, but I'm gonna be ready. Think Axel Foley ready.
Who's Axel Foley?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You don't know who that is?
No. I should have just let it ride so I could act like I knew who it was, but I don't know who Axel Foley is.
Eddie Murphy.
I thought it was an actual person. I didn't know it was a character.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Got you.
Damn.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe you would
This
know.
whole last hour was just a fucking waste of time now, huh?
You look so dumb right now.
I feel dumb too. You see me? I'm sweating. I got some sweat on my upper lip.
Nah, you good.
Thank you, bro.
No, I appreciate you,
Seriously,
dude. Thank you.
Cannot thank you enough for taking the time to do this, and really looking forward to seeing what you do here in the near future with what you got going on.
I might have to set something up and interview you, but as Jimmy.
Dog, I would.
Jimmy takes over the show.
I would be so down for that.
Hey y'all, Jimmy here, and I've got to get this off my chest with my fat stinking ass. This big ass mask. I appreciate you,
dude. Thank you so much, Pat. For real. I'll hit you up soon.
All right, man.
All right, man. Thank you. That was a blast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching this episode. Huge shout out to Crep Protect for being the presenting sponsor, and for Genesis supplying this amazing G70 to ride in as well. Lastly, this can't happen without you guys. So again, much appreciated, much love, and we'll see you next time right here on Cruisin' with Kevin.
Marathon continues. TMC.